Guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zenande. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about black tax. Now, for those who don't know what black tax is, the term stems from the fact that majority of black people in South Africa have to help out their families as soon as they start working. And majority of young people in South Africa are the first graduates in their homes. And so this comes with the responsibility of taking your younger siblings to schools, helping out your parents with sending money home every month for them to be able to afford to pay for basic necessities sometimes. And so the purpose of this video is to discuss ways to better manage black tax. Before we start, I'd like to ask you guys to please subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. Please comment if you have anything that you'd like to add. And let's get into today's video. To start this video, I think it's important to talk about where my journey with black tax started, right? So my caregivers growing up had to go work as helpers. And so this meant that they had to leave us sometimes at home to take care of ourselves while they went to other people's homes to take care of other people's children, right? And sometimes this meant that they had to be, or they were underpaid for this sacrifice that they had to make. And so I vowed that I was going to work very hard to make sure that this doesn't happen to me. And also I'm going to work very hard to make sure that they don't have to work those jobs anymore. I was going to work, have money, send money home, right? What I didn't realize was that this would mean that I would have to give up things to make that dream happen. Understand? So this means that in order for me to build a house at home, I have to give up buying a car. In order for me to send money home, I have to give up taking an Uber to work. I have to use a taxi. In order for me to buy, a book from my niece, I have to give up Nando's. Right? This is just an example. And what I didn't realize is that these were going to require, or this was going to require sacrifices, right? And this can sometimes lead to you pouring out from an empty cup. Making sense? So the first thing that you need to do to manage black tax is to not pour from an empty cup. It's difficult, and it's really difficult. It's difficult. And I know that saying don't pour from an empty cup can be kinda impractical for a lot of people. So try to make sure that you take care of yourself first before you can take care of others. Number 2 is that you must not start something that you will not be able to maintain. This is interesting because I realized this in 2016 actually. I was at ShopRite KwaLanga. Some of you know that I grew up KwaLanga. I went to high school KwaLanga. But I was at ShopRite KwaLanga and I have a conversation of this lady with a family friend, right? And she was telling this family friend that she was at ShopRite to withdraw imali esuka kumakazi wakhe. And she said, Uba, even though umama engasekho okusalayo efundiswe ngumama, so kunyanzelekile asithumelele imali. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that, of course, your sister, for example, took you to school. Maybe you're going to want to help her out because you're appreciative of what she had done for you. But even after your sister is no longer here with us, you still have to send money to her children. And even indlela bayifuna ngayo bayifuna ngechova because awuzongayithumile ufundise ngumama. So I went home and I had a conversation with my mom and I was telling her this, and she said, don't start something that you will not be able to maintain, right? Because she said, if you're going to send money, if you're going to send, let's say 1,000 at home every month, every month yaziwa payday yakho thumela imali, every month thumela imali. People are going to start depending on la 1,000 yakho, and xa ungayithumeli bazayifuna ngechova because bayiqhelile. Another story that relates to this, I think last month on Twitter, someone said that they send money home every month and then they got sick and not even a single person uyomjonga e hospital. But suddenly nge payday apho you decide uba, you know what, since akho mntu ndihoyileyo, so let me not send money because clearly I don't have a family, I guess. And after ngathumelanga mali kowabo, suddenly bayamcontact ba hayibo imali, that time khange bamjonge uba unjani, uyaphila na, esesibhedlele gula. So number 1, or number 2 actually, don't start something that you'll not be able to maintain because people are going to expect it. And sometimes you're going to have to give up izinto to make this happen. And the fact that you are giving up things to make this happen, you are most likely going to start looking at whether the people you are sacrificing for are appreciative of your efforts. And chances are they're going to start not appreciating it because iyafika every month abayisebenzelanga. Right? So 2, don't start something that you will not be able to maintain. I'm not even saying don't send money home. I'm not saying that. I'm saying send money home as long as you will be able to maintain it. And I'm not saying don't send money home at all. Send money home if you have to, but make sure that you will be able to maintain it. And if you won't be able to maintain it, communicate. Uchaze ndoba andinayo ngoku. Ungazirhuqi uzazi ba unayo imali. Usacrifice ude ube resentful. Right? Number 2. Number 3, and this is very important. I need you to consider moving out of home. Right? And there are people who have an option of not moving out of home. And that's nice. You can stay at home if it's possible. You save a lot of money. You don't have to pay for rent. But sometimes moving out of home is really great for your mental health. And it also helps you to not be able to see. This is actually what I learned. It helps a lot when you are not able to see that people are suffering. And this is probably going to come out really wrong, but I'm saying this as a person who wants to help everyone. I don't want to see anyone suffer. I've been poor. I'm actually poor now. But I've been like poor. And so I don't want anyone to suffer. I don't want to see anyone suffer. And so if you have a problem, I want to solve it. If you're struggling, I want to solve it. If you don't have money, I'll give you money. Even if it means right? I learned that not being home to see that people are suffering, that kind of like not being able to see that helps you in a way that you're not there. You won't be there to want to solve every problem, even capacity alondole. Right, that was number 3. Number 4, and this is very important, guys. If you can, and you have to understand your family well for this one, consider not telling your parents how much you are earning. And this applies only to people who are from disadvantaged backgrounds. I'll make an example. My mother, during high school, worked at County Fair. She earned 500 per week. And so if I were to go to her and tell her that I'm earning 10,000, and this is just an example, she would think that I have a lot of money because she has never earned 10,000 in her entire life. And because I know that I have to pay for rent, I have to go to work, I have to build a house at home, I have to pay for izinto zam and survive. I know that 10,000 is nothing. But in her world, because she had to survive with 500 per week, 10,000 is a lot of money. And so telling your parents, a parent who has never earned imali over 10,000 or over 5,000, uba wena earn 10,000, they're going to think that you have a lot of money. They're going to expect a lot from you because we are pangela, unemali means rich wena kaloku because yaqala ukunemali ngaka. Right? And that will likely come with a pressure which you don't need. So that's number 4. Number 5, which is the last one. You need to understand that people are always going to be fine. People will be fine. People are always going to be fine. You need to understand that. I always think about it this way. If I were to die today, my parents would have to continue living and they'll find a way to live. If I were to die today, my nieces and nephews will be fine. They have parents. So try, and I know it's difficult, try to not want to solve everyone's problem. And try to not take away people's ability to fend for themselves. Don't pour from an empty cup. People are always going to be fine. Don't start something that you will not be able to maintain. Because you feel like keep score. So ngubani or appreciative, appreciative, and you don't need that. I think this is the end of this video. Just 5 things. So don't tell your parents how much you earn unless your parents earn a lot of money and they understand that you don't have money. 2, don't pour from an empty cup. 3, don't start something that you will not be able to maintain. 4, move out of home. 5, people will always be fine. They will be fine. Okay? Anyways, this is the end of this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. Please comment. Please share it. Thank you. See you on my next video. Bye.